So I'm demoing two new pedals that I just got and circuit bent recently. It's been a while since I've done any bending, and these things were cheap and pretty crappy on their own, so I thought it would be fun to do. So the first is the Delta DD-1 digital delay, and the second is a BBE AM64. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry about that. Well, it's a distortion pedal. And then this was a Ibanez Powertrio that I bent a while ago, but I recently rehoused the electronics, so just thought I'd show off the update. Alright, let's get started. The digital delay by itself is, I would say, meh at best. Paid $5 for it. It's probably about all it's worth, but I will say with some modifications, this thing is now probably one of my, I don't know, top 3 delay pedals that I own at the moment. I use it quite a bit, so I'll show you what it does. So by itself, it's pretty short delay time. It does what it does. But the first modification I made, since all the cool delay pedals now have self-oscillation switches on them, I decided I'd put in a momentary oscillation switch. And you can tweak the level, you can tweak the repeat trails, so it'll trail off from the level. And of course the time. And then I put in a switch to do the same thing in case I wanted to do something other weird with it and didn't want to hold it down with my foot. So, same thing goes. I kind of use it too as like a kind of use it as like a drone pitch just right. Okay, you get the idea. The biggest drawback, or one of the biggest drawbacks of the pedal for me, was the really short range of delay time. So I think, max is at, I forget how many milliseconds, but this is it. So I tried to extend the range. I couldn't get as far as I did with the Powertrio, but it's still better than it was. So I put in this switch to kind of extend the time out. The good thing is, though, as you do that, it actually creates, if you bring the knob past the 9 o'clock mark, it starts to introduce some really weird lo-fi warpy artifacts. So I'll show it with this down. So time's all the way up. We'll put on the extension. Okay, so without it. With it. It's noticeable. It's not a huge amount, but it's something. But what I like is once you get past this, still even if you back off. And of course you can still, and it gives the oscillation that nice. So it's a great lo-fi texture in the background. You can adjust the level of it, so. Alright, you get the gist of that one. And I think one of the coolest things is I discovered that there's actually a way to make this into essentially a distortion circuit. So that is the middle button. Now, you have to use it with the repeats all the way off, otherwise it just self-oscillates and becomes a drone. Also useful, but not for this exactly. So the neat thing is the level adjusts the level of the distortion, because it actually only distorts the delayed signal, not the incoming signal. So I can lower the time all the way down, and it happens more or less to our ear simultaneously, so you hear the clean original version of the guitar as well as the distorted signal. And then the further out you do the time, the more time separation there is between them. So let's turn that on. So as we bring up the volume, repeats load the distortion. Is that automatically self-oscillates. Which, if you're looking for like a broken drone, that works too. sums up the DD-1. Again, love this pedal now. Get tons of use out of it, even just for the oscillation. I really like that. So, all right. Next up, the BBE. By itself, pretty shitty distortion. One thing I really dislike about it is that it's quite noisy on its own. So, and it's really brash, the tone. Not a fan. So I tend to keep the tone way down. But listen to the hiss between. Awful. So I put in the switch on the side. It turns this into like a gated fuzz circuit. Now it's so quiet. This knob will adjust the amount of gate. So you can get nice squelchy. So that's pretty cool. If you bring it knob all the way back, it actually goes to kind of a different circuit. And so already, this is better. I use this a lot more like this. But if I want something a little bit beefier, a little bit more hairy and nasty, I found a way to kind of give it an ultra gain boost. So without it, now this will actually go into complete self-oscillation. The extreme range. So you get down to about there. So I like to bring it to where it's just before that. So again, it's a small difference, but makes it very useful for me. Again, each of these pedals I picked up for $5 at a garage sale. So if you can find them cheap. And I had read that you couldn't really do much with them, and so I wasn't setting out so much to like prove them wrong, but to make them useful for me since I had them. So give them a shot. Also, figure in this video, I might as well show the Powertrio, which I had done a while ago. I'm running it through the looper pedal only as like a bypass, because this button, no matter what I do to it, I can't get it to be reliable enough to actually just use it. So I just leave it on and then turn it on or off with this switch. Get out of there. So nothing much changed in this one. I changed the housing. I have a self-oscillation switch here, but I put in a toggle on-off that I can use my foot on, because the original housing only had these toggle switches, and it wasn't good if I was using it with the guitar. So you can control the amount of oscillation. Works well on all three settings, though. This one becomes a little too drony, a little too quickly. This one's nice, though. And I left the switch in because it was there, so why not? But then I also put in a momentary switch for the same thing, just like on the DD-1, because it's just handy. That's there. That part basically works the same as the DD-1. The other neat thing, though, this one has a similar kind of idea to the range extension, but this one goes into really wild territory. So we'll start here. So if I extend it, the long range. I love this pedal. It just gets so unpredictable. Let it kind of do its own thing. Distortion and overdrive circuits on this still work. I don't use them very often, but they're there. Part of the reason why I don't use them very often is because the button on that one doesn't work very well either. And the chorus I perma-fried when I was bending it for the first time, so that does nothing anymore, unfortunately. So anyway, you get the idea. So again, great cheap pedals, very useful if you can find the points to extend them. The DD-1 and the BBE were really easy bends. There was only a few points. I forgot. I think I took pictures of one of them. I think I forgot before I closed the other one up, but there wasn't much to them. So if you can find them, give them a shot. Easy bends, pretty good payoff. Thanks for watching.